Revenge has finally arrived at Heartland, and it doesn't come quietly. Just when Amy thinks the truth from episode 8 has settled, episode 9 tears the ground out from beneath her. A mysterious new horse appears at the ranch, fearful, injured, and carrying a secret connected directly to the person who has been targeting Amy from the shadows. This time, the threat is no longer distant, it is standing right in front of her, and it wants payback. Episode 9 doesn't just shift the story, it flips everything Amy believed upside down. Episode 9 opens with a heavy feeling hanging over Heartland. Everyone is trying to move forward from the emotional chaos of episode 8, but the tension hasn't truly disappeared. Amy may have confronted part of the truth, but she knows deep down that the full story is still hiding somewhere in the dark. And the darkness is getting closer. Early in the day, Amy receives an unexpected call from an unknown number. The voice on the other side is shaky, almost desperate, asking if she can take a new horse immediately. The caller gives no details, only a location and a plea for help, before hanging up abruptly. Amy feels a chill, the same uneasy feeling she had when the mysterious woman told her Nathan wasn't who he claimed to be. Something about the call doesn't feel normal, something feels targeted. When Amy arrives at the drop-off point, the horse is already there, alone and trembling. Its coat is dusty, its eyes wide with fear as if it has escaped something dangerous. The moment Amy places her hand on the horse's neck, she feels a shock of recognition, not because she knows the horse, but because she knows its fear. This is not just another rescue case, this horse has been running from something, or someone. As she leads the horse back to Heartland, she notices strange marks near its saddle area, marks that look more like restraints than training equipment. And then she finds something even more disturbing, a small piece of fabric tangled in the horse's mane. It's the same pattern worn by the woman who warned Amy about Nathan back at the wedding. Amy freezes. Suddenly, everything feels connected. When she returns to Heartland, the family gathers around, sensing her discomfort. Lou asks softly if the horse is dangerous. Jack studies the animal's nervous movements and simply says, "This horse has seen too much." Amy doesn't respond. She is too focused on the question echoing in her mind. Why was this horse sent to me? And who sent it? Nathan tries to help, but Amy steps back. She still doesn't fully trust him, not after the lies that unraveled in episode 8. Nathan notices the shift in her body language, and for the first time, he looks genuinely afraid. Not for himself, but for what Amy might discover next. Later that evening, Amy quietly examines the horse again. This time, she finds something she missed before, a faint brand mark hidden under its coat, a symbol that matches one she saw in the photo delivered to her days ago. Someone is sending her a message, and through this horse, they are reminding her that the danger is not over. It is growing. The deeper Amy looks, the more undeniable the truth becomes. This horse wasn't abandoned, it wasn't lost. It was delivered. To her, specifically to her, the moment Amy realizes this, her stomach twists. This isn't just a warning, this is revenge. Someone is striking back at Heartland, using the one thing Amy cares about the most: horses. Jack senses her fear and sits beside her without asking anything. He can see the storm building again. "Whoever brought this trouble here," he says quietly, "didn't count on the fact that you don't run from fear. You face it." Amy tries to believe him, but she knows this time is different. Whoever is behind this knows her deeply, her weaknesses, her past, her heart. Episode 9 marks a turning point. The enemy has stopped hiding, the danger is no longer distant. And with this new horse, Amy is about to uncover the truth that will change everything about Nathan, the ranch, and the family she's trying so hard to protect. The sun begins to drop behind the hills, casting long shadows across Heartland. But Amy's mind is far from settling. The new horse, still trembling in the corner of the pen, keeps lifting its head toward the road, as if expecting someone to return for it. That behavior alone tells Amy everything she needs to know. This horse wasn't just dropped off. It was abandoned in fear, rushed, desperate, as if whoever brought it knew they didn't have much time. As Amy studies the horse's movements, she notices something strange. Every time she steps closer, the horse's eyes widen, not with fear of her, but fear of something behind her. It keeps glancing toward the main road, toward the direction the truck must have come from. It is watching for something or someone. And that realization makes Amy's stomach tighten even more. Horses don't lie. They reflect the truth of what they've lived. Inside the house, the air feels heavy. Lou keeps pacing, glancing out the window at Amy. She asks Nathan to give Amy some space, but Nathan refuses to leave. He's overwhelmed with guilt, afraid that whatever is happening is somehow connected to the past he tried so hard to hide. Every word he speaks carries worry, fear, and something else, something he never wanted to face. Jack, tired of watching everyone dance around the truth, finally demands answers. He turns to Nathan and asks one pointed question. Is there anything else you haven't told her? Nathan freezes. His silence is louder than any confession. Lou watches him, her expression filled with suspicion, but she stays quiet. She knows this moment belongs to Amy. But before Nathan can speak, a loud bang outside sends everyone running to the porch. Amy is already halfway to the pen. The new horse is thrashing, terrified, staring into the darkness beyond the fence. The night is silent except for the horse's frantic breathing. Amy gently runs her hand down its neck, trying to calm it. Then she notices something glinting in the dirt, an object half buried under the fence. She reaches down and pulls out a broken piece of metal, a stirrup, freshly snapped. Her heart drops. This horse didn't escape calmly. It ran for its life. Amy calls Jack over. Together they examine the stirrup, noticing sharp cuts across the edges, cuts that don't look accidental. Lou joins them, covering her mouth in shock. Someone didn't just send the horse here, they chased it here. They followed it. Maybe they're still close. Meanwhile, Nathan stands frozen at the edge of the yard, staring into the dark like he expects someone to step out at any moment. When Amy walks back toward him, holding the stirrup in her hand, he turns pale. Amy, I need to tell you something, he whispers. But before he can continue, a phone buzzes, a text message from an unknown number. Amy's hands shake as she opens it. It's a picture of the new horse taken earlier that same day. Below it, a single message, "You can't save this one." Amy feels everything inside her twist. Fear, anger, confusion, but most of all, determination. Whoever is doing this wants to break her spirit. They want to frighten her. They want revenge for something she hasn't even fully uncovered yet. But Amy refuses to be controlled by fear. Jack steps beside her, reading the message with a deep frown. Lou looks terrified. Nathan steps closer, but Amy stops him with a single look. She sees guilt in his eyes, guilt so deep that she knows the truth he's been hiding is bigger than she imagined. And for the first time, Amy says it aloud. Nathan, who is doing this? He doesn't answer immediately. He looks at the horse, at the shadows, at the phone in her hand. Then his voice cracks. Someone I thought was out of my life forever? That one sentence changes everything. The family realizes this threat isn't random. It isn't accidental. It is personal. Someone connected to Nathan's past has come to Heartland, not for peace, not for closure, but for revenge. As the night closes in, the danger grows thicker. The shadows near the barn seem darker, deeper. A cold wind sweeps across the ranch, carrying a sense of warning. Amy tightens her grip on the phone as Jack steps closer protectively. This is no longer a mystery, no longer a coincidence. This is a direct attack. And episode 9 becomes clearer with every passing moment. The revenge that arrived at Heartland is only beginning. The night deepens around Heartland, and the ranch feels heavier than ever before. The new horse finally settles in the corner of the pen, but its body still trembles from whatever happened before it arrived. Amy stays close to it, her hand resting gently on its neck, trying to give the frightened animal a sense of safety. But even as she works, her mind keeps replaying Nathan's words. Someone I thought was out of my life forever. Those words echo through her like a warning. Nathan stands a few feet away, unsure whether to come closer or keep his distance. Amy's trust in him has been shaken, and he feels it with painful clarity. Every step he takes toward her feels like stepping onto thin ice. Jack watches him closely, ready to step in if things slip out of control. Lou hovers behind them, torn between fear and frustration. Finally, Amy breaks the silence. Nathan, she says softly, keeping her eyes on the horse, if someone is doing this because of you, I need to know why. Nathan's shoulders tense. He takes a slow breath, and for the first time, his voice sounds truly defeated. It started years before I came to Heartland. Before I met you, he begins. There was someone I worked with, someone who blamed me for something that went wrong, someone who didn't accept that it wasn't my fault. Amy's brow tightens. What went wrong? Nathan hesitates again, and that hesitation alone sends another wave of doubt through her. It involved a horse, he finally says. A dangerous situation. A mistake they made, but they blamed it on me. They said I ruined everything, and they swore they'd make me pay for it. Jack's eyes narrow, protective instincts flaring. Lou covers her mouth, the weight of the story sinking in. But Amy stays silent, motionless, waiting for the rest. Nathan swallows hard. They disappeared after the incident, and I thought they moved on. I thought it was over. Amy lifts the phone, showing him the threatening message. It's not over. Nathan closes his eyes as if the truth is too heavy to face. Amy takes a slow breath, trying to steady herself. So you think this warning, is from them? Nathan nods. I'm sure of it. The air around them thickens. The danger is no longer a mystery. It has a name, a face, a purpose. Someone deeply connected to Nathan's past has resurfaced, and they are determined to tear apart everything he has built here, starting with Amy. Before anyone can respond, the new horse suddenly jerks its head up, eyes wide in fear again. It stares toward the tree line near the road. A low sound escapes its throat. A soft warning. Amy stiffens. Jack turns instantly, scanning the darkness. Lou whispers, "Is someone out there?" For a moment, no one breathes. Then, a crack. A twig snapping under a foot. Jack steps forward, voice deep and commanding. If someone's there, show yourself. But the night stays silent. Nathan moves toward Amy on instinct, but Amy steps slightly away from him. That small motion hits him harder than any threat. The distance between them grows, not just physically, but emotionally. Amy whispers, "They're watching us." The truth sends a chill through everyone. Unable to stand the tension, Amy turns back to the horse. She studies its body again, and that's when she notices something she missed earlier. A thin line under the horse's mane. A cut. Not deep, but clear, made by rope or wire pulled too tight. She whispers, "Oh no." Jack leans in. Lou gasps. Nathan's breath catches. Someone tried to restrain this horse. Someone tried to control it. Someone tried to break it. Amy's voice tightens. This horse didn't run away, it escaped. Jack clenches his jaw, which means someone might come back to finish what they started. Those words settle over the ranch like a shadow. Lou wants everyone to go inside to call the police to report everything, but Amy refuses to leave the horse alone. Her instincts tell her that this animal is the key to everything: the past, the danger, the revenge. Meanwhile, Nathan seems on the edge of breaking. He runs a hand through his hair, pacing like a man trapped by his own decisions. I didn't want this to follow me here. I didn't want it to touch you. Amy finally lifts her eyes to meet his. But it has. And the silence between them says more than any argument could. The feeling that Heartland is no longer safe settles deeper with every moment. The wind picks up, carrying the distant sound of something moving, too soft to identify but too clear to ignore. Amy draws closer to the horse again, whispering, "You're safe, I promise." But even she knows the promise might be harder to keep than ever before. Because the danger isn't coming, it's already here. Watching, waiting, and ready to strike again. Morning comes, but Heartland does not feel like morning. The air is unnaturally still, and the light seems dimmer, as if the ranch itself knows something is wrong. Amy barely slept. She stayed with the new horse most of the night, listening for footsteps, whispers, anything that might reveal who was watching them. But the darkness gave no answers. Now, as the sun rises, Amy brushes the horse gently, speaking in a soft voice that hides the storm inside her. The cut under its mane looks worse in daylight, A mark of someone ruthless, someone who understands horses well enough to control them through pain. That thought alone makes her stomach twist. Whoever did this wasn't careless, they were skilled. Nathan stands nearby trying to help, but every time he reaches for something, his hands shake. He knows this is his fault, even if he never meant it to happen. He wants to fix everything, but he doesn't know where to start. The guilt is eating him alive. Finally, Amy faces him directly. "I need the truth," she says. "All of it. No holding back this time." Nathan hesitates, but then something inside him breaks. He nods slowly and sits down on a hay bale, breathing heavily. "The person after me," he begins. "Her name is Raven." Amy's eyebrows rise slightly. The name alone carries weight. Dark, sharp, unforgettable. Nathan continues. "We trained horses together years ago. She was talented, intense, too intense. One day she pushed a horse too far. It panicked. It reared. She fell. She blamed me for not stopping her, and after that, she became someone else. Obsessed, angry. She told me I'd ruined her life. She disappeared, but she swore she'd come back for revenge." Amy listens in silence, her jaw tightening with every word. "And you think," she says slowly, "that she brought this horse here? That she's trying to scare us?" Nathan nods. "Raven always believed hurting the animals we care about hurts us the most." A cold shiver runs through Amy, not from fear, but from fury. Someone used an innocent horse to send a message. Someone hid in the darkness watching her, waiting to see her reaction. Someone picked Heartland as the battleground, but Amy Fleming is not someone who breaks easily. She turns toward the horse again, watching its eyes soften under her touch. "We're not going to let her win," she says. Before Nathan can answer, Lou rushes into the barn breathless. "Jack needs you both, now." Amy and Nathan exchange a worried glance and follow her outside. Jack is standing near the fence line, holding something in his hand. His face is like stone. Amy moves closer and freezes. It's a piece of black cloth tied to the fence, torn, intentionally placed, and on it, a small design sewn in dark thread, a raven. Nathan's entire body goes rigid. Lou covers her mouth in shock. Jack's voice is low, dangerous. "She was here, on the property, last night." Amy feels her heart drop. This isn't a warning anymore, it's a declaration. Lou whispers nervously, "We need to call the police." But Amy shakes her head. "We will, but first, I want to understand why she brought that horse here, what she's planning. There has to be something she's trying to communicate." Nathan looks at her with fear and admiration mixed together. "Amy, Raven doesn't communicate. She destroys." Amy steps closer to him, eyes locked on his. "Then we need to be ready." Her voice is steady, but inside she knows this is no longer just about Nathan's past. This is about Heartland, their home, their safety, their legacy. No one gets to use an animal as a weapon and walk away untouched. Suddenly, the new horse cries out, kicking at the stall wall in panic. Amy runs back inside the barn with Nathan right behind her. The horse is sweating, trembling, backing into the corner. Something has scared it, badly. Amy moves slowly, whispering calming words as she approaches, but then she sees something on the ground in front of the stall door. Another note? A small piece of folded paper. Her pulse races as she picks it up, her breath catching in her throat. Nathan steps closer. "What does it say?" Amy opens it with shaking fingers. Only 4 words are written inside. "I'm not finished yet." The barn falls silent. Heartland now faces a threat unlike anything before. Calculated, personal, and growing bolder by the hour. Amy knows the next move is coming, and she knows it will hit harder than anything Raven has done so far. But she also knows something else. She will protect her family, she will protect this horse, and she will not let Raven tear apart the life she has rebuilt. Not again. Not ever. As the camera of your faceless video would metaphorically pull back, Heartland stands quiet, tense, waiting. Knowing the storm hasn't passed, it has only just begun.